Hey everyone, welcome to another $1,000 strap search. I've got my $1,000 in singles here and I'm about to show you what I found. But before I do, let's talk about this week's tip. Now this week I want to talk about a very specific word that everybody says all the time. And that word is never. Stop using the word never, because never is first and foremost defeatist, means it's not going to happen. But the thing is you don't know what lies in your own future. The simplest thing can change everything. For instance, you guys see me collecting trinaries and quads. I know trinaries and quads aren't worth anything, but I save them because I'm trying to do a seemingly impossible task of matching two serial numbers. Now, the serial numbers themselves are up to 100 million. So to match two numbers, well, that's 1 in 100 million. That's how odds work. And if I sat here going, I could never do that, well, then why would I try? I save trinaries, and a friend of mine saves trinaries for me, and he saves a different type of note, which I save for him, and we swap. But when I got his package today, well, I went through all of that stuff and compared it with mine. And never will I pair numbers. 6, 4, 4, 4, 4, 5, 1, 3. So, yes, it's impossible to pair serial numbers. You will never do it. Not going to happen. Never, right? Well, here it is again. This is like the 6th or the 7th pair that I've made, but this one was one of the first pairs that I made from doing my exchanges with Dennis. You guys know Dennis. So Dennis, here they are. Thank you so much. I have another pair to add to my collection. So that's what I wanted to say about the word never, because there are other aspects of today that are also going to come up in that never attitude. So let's get to it. Let's get these out of the way and check out what I found this week. Starting with an error. No, this is not an error. What this is here, if you look, this note has been severely damaged. You can see it's been torn, it's been retaped. But the reason I saved it is because of this right here. Let me show this a little bit better. The top portion of the note has pulled away from the back portion. So if I hold it like this, you can see there's nothing there, but if I hold it to the light, you can see the stuff coming through. This, I don't want to call it a lamination error, but that's what people are going to refer this to. How the back portion and the front portion can sometimes separate. It's not an error. In fact, if I was to do it just right, I could probably get these to pull apart. Well, if I was to pull apart the entire bill, I would then have one half of a bill with no back and one back of a bill with no front. Is that an error? No, that's pure damage to the note. That's all that is. But once again, I saw this, and there is another example of how this is not a lamination error. And if you start pulling these apart, that does not make it an error. If I pull this apart, I did not increase the value of this note. So just something to think about. All right. I did find a Where's George. I will log this one as soon as the video is over. Soggy moon pie. That probably means something to somebody. A couple smiley faces on there. Trinary, 2s, 4s, and 7s. 0s, 4s, and 6s on this one. 1s, 2s, 9s. 2s, 7s, and 9s. So close to a radar, but we know about close. It's close to being worth money, but that's not. 0s, 1s, and 8s. This is quads. Quad 1s. Quad 8s. This one actually has 5 2s in a row. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 2s. And some stars. 2017 A star, nothing filled. 2013 star, another 2013, another one, and another. Always checking to see if they're filled. Remember, an almost filled star is also not a filled star. An almost filled star is like being almost pregnant. you're not. It's not worth anything. Okay. Let's see. 2013. 2006 star note. That's pretty cool. And some older notes. This one's just a 2006, but it's in really nice condition, so I decided to pull it. Normally 2003 A and back is what I save, so here's the 2003 A's. A couple of those. I'll only keep the better ones. Here's a 2003, 2003, another 2003, 2001. These are harder to find than you'd think. 1999, 99, 99, another 99, another 99, 1995, and the oldest note I thought about putting in a sleeve because it was one of those really good ones. The problem is it's not worth anything. But the oldest note I found also falls into that never category. I found this in circulation. This is a 1957 $1 silver certificate. Now, yeah, it's worth about $3, which is why I didn't put it in a sleeve. But I have searched over 300,000 singles, and I have never found a silver certificate in one of the straps. So to find this, I thought that was just an amazing find. You, quote, never find one of these when you're doing a strap search. Well, yeah, I did. So apparently it makes it through all the bill counters, because there it was. So I was really stunned and really excited to find that in there because it's something that I just don't see. Like I said, it's only worth, $3-4 or so. But the find itself was what made it really cool. All right, so what did I pull out this week? Well, also along the lines of that never is the bill that I was never going to get. Here it is. This is my 1905 $20 gold certificate, the Technicolor note. The Technicolor note right here, this particular one is graded fine 12, and this is the primo version of the note that started it all for me. The first note I ever bought was a 1922 $20 gold certificate, and the things I was not aware of was I didn't know our money was this big compared to the size that it currently is. I never knew that George Washington was on anything other than a $1 bill. I knew about silver certificates, but I never knew that we had gold certificates. So when I saw the 1922 version, I had to pick that up, and that's what got me started on my collection. This is the Technicolor version, only available in the 1905 series. And what makes it the Technicolor is the 20 is gold. The in gold coin is also done in gold. And there is this gold highlighting in the background here with the red and the red on the serial numbers, the red seal with that gold background like that. When this note is choice uncirculated, it is stunning, and this one is still very cool. When you try to find one of these, this is one of the top 100 notes in American currency. This one ranks number 9. That's how up there this particular note is. The back of the note, this one here isn't in the greatest of shape, but it has this, it's called goldfish orange is what the background is. This particular one, like I said, isn't in the best, but these are ridiculously rare and ridiculously expensive. In fact, according to the top 100 notes of all time, there are roughly between 500 and 700 of these that still exist. So I thought I would never get one of these. They're a little bit pricey. They are a lot bit rare. People who have them don't want to give them up, and I can finally check it off my list. It does say fine, apparent minor edge damage, rust stains. If I look real close, you can see the edge damage on there. Like so, here's the edge damage along the bottom. That's where it's prominent. And looking at the back, of course, is where you get a little bit of the rust stains. I don't care. I wanted one. I've got one. This was on the list. It is now off the list. While I've got it out here, let's take a look at the big book. Here's the big book. There is the color showing on the nice ones. You can see this is gold, this is gold. You can see the yellow fade, or the white fading to yellow right here, and of course the bright red. Just an awesome note, and that's what the back should look like. Mine has been handled, of course. You can see here bust of George Washington, obviously the obverse of the 1905, 1906, and 1922 issues all differ slightly in some aspects. The reverses are all similar, which is why I wasn't too concerned about the back. The back of my 1922 is really nice. Let's see, the famous Technicolor notes, so-called because of their coloring. Or Technicolor, not Technocolor. It's not a dance, not a dance party. And let's see here. If I flip it over, mine is 1180 right there. If I can flip this around to make that a little easier. There it is, 1180, 1905. In VG8, that's 1250. In a 12, that's 2500. In a 20, 4500, 11,000, 22,500, 30,000, 60,000. This one here's 75,000. Mine is a 12. So remember what I talk about with grading? Grading takes away the debate. Grading does not increase the value. It does take away the debate. So as much as someone would like to say, oh, that note's got this, that, and the other, okay, well, it's a 12. So because it's a 12 and 12 is listed in the book, now I have a starting point for negotiations. And that is the important part, to make sure that you have a even starting point. Now, yeah, mine does say apparent edge damage, so fine. We start at 12 and the pricing for a 12, and we negotiate from there. Grading this note did not make it worth more. Simply made it easier to price. All right, guys. I checked it off the list of my never will I ever own one of these, because I most certainly do. It is graded by PCGS. I would have preferred PMG, but beggars can't be choosers. I got a great deal on it. Not complaining one bit. The big problem now is, what's going to be my next note? What's going to be my next top hunt, my top get? I don't know. Maybe that'll be a top 10 video. All right, guys, if you learned anything new this week, go ahead and hit that like button. If you like what you see and you want to see more, please subscribe. Love reading all your comments. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.